Anytime as a coach that you're competing against um, a program like Connecticut and one of the best teams in the history of college basketball, and a legendary Hall of Fame coach is Gino. I mean, that's what I think. I mean, that's what drives you every day. You want to coach against the best players in the country, and you want to compete against the best coaches in the country. I think one of the ways that we're able to build this thing, every year we talk about it, is when we're able to start that home and home series uh, with Connecticut when I took over here at South Florida. So um, it's unbelievable that we've come full circle now. We started that as a home and home non-conference game, and then from Conference USA, you go into the Big East, and now we're in the American again, and where both programs are at. We expect to play them 3 times, twice during the year, and again for the conference tournament championship, and that's what we've done in the last 3 years.
You've played them as tough as anybody in the country. Mississippi State beat them. I mean, it's their one loss in the last 123.
They've lost 2 games in 5 seasons. That's pretty good.
It's a good record.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Something to aspire to.
Yeah. I think takeaway outside last year, I wasn't pleased. When we went up there, we were talking about it earlier. Kit was the only one that really had true game experience against him when we went to play him up there last year. I mean, we had to replace 4 starters. So I think we're much more competitive here at home. Even though, you look at the score, and I think it was like a 24, 25-point game. But, I thought we played a lot better than we played on the road. And then the conference championship, 3rd game in 3 days. And at the end of the year, we're just so beat up that we're only playing 6 kids. We had nothing in the tank there. But, yeah, and take outside of last year, you look at the previous 2-3 years with that bunch with Stringfield, Williams, and Jenkins. We had some very, very good basketball games now. Saturday is going to be a really great atmosphere in here. We're in the. I like where we're at right now. We're 12-3, and you look, we're in all 3 of those games are games that if we do a couple things here or there, the outcome of those games change. But again, what happens on Saturday isn't going to change how we're going to prepare for the next day at Temple. So our kids will be excited. Our staff will make sure our team's prepared and get ready to play Saturday night.
Do you have a relationship with Gino at all? I mean, obviously you do in the coaching fraternity.
Mm-hmm.
Just is he an icon? Is he someone you aspire to have that?
Yeah, we have a very, very good friendship off the floor, and I'm very thankful for his support and very appreciative of now I've been here 18 years, and he's been an incredible friend, and he's been very, very supportive of what we've been able to do here at South Florida. And you look back and we've played each other a lot, but you remember the conversations that you have on the road recruiting and at the Final Fours and at conventions and spring meetings. So he wasn't very happy with the weather here, but it's much colder up in the Northeast. That's for sure right now.
I know even a kid in a schoolyard will dream about beating someone at the buzzer. Maybe it's the NCAA tournament. Do you ever think any of your kids think, man, what if we beat UConn? They'll let themselves daydream occasionally. Do you ever think
How could you not?
Like
Without a doubt.
Okay.
I mean, you aspire to play. I mean, I think that's what. Yeah, a lot of people go, do you really? I go, that's what drives me and motivates. That's one of the things that drives me and motivates me every day. I mean, the best team in the United States. We have a chance to play them twice in our league schedule, and then for a conference championship. I mean, that's one of the things that we haven't been able to do here. And I think the next step for our program, besides being able to play with Connecticut and come out on the other side, is take this program to the next level, which would be going to the Sweet 16. So I think that's why we've played the schedule that we've played this year. I think our kids have been challenged. We've put our kids in some pretty competitive situations to prepare ourselves for January and February, and we still have Ohio State coming in here in the middle of February as another non-conference game. So
is this one of those games you kind of circle probably 3 or 4 times before the season and put a few more hours in film and practice work into?
Your kids will tell you. We just got off the plane, right off the plane from Cincinnati. We're going to go in the film room at 2:30. We're going to watch their personnel. We're going to go for about an hour and a half today, and we're going to look at their man and their defense tomorrow on film, have another practice, and a shoot around Sunday. If you start over, and you can talk to our players, it's not, we haven't talked about them more than we have talked about Tulane or Cincinnati.
You haven't talked about them more than you've talked about Tulane?
We haven't brought them up. I think we got a veteran team. We got everybody back. They know who we're playing on Saturday. If I got to remind them, we got a major issue. But we'll prepare. We're not going to do anything differently than we have done preparing. That's.
Do you think some of those kids last year, the newcomers, their eyes got a little big playing UConn?
They did. I could see it. I think they got a little shell shock on that road trip. But yeah, it's tough when you look up at the scoreboard and you're getting run out of the gym, and it's embarrassing. It's not fun when.
And you're a good team.
Yeah. They're an NCAA tournament team, and.
Why are they still good? They turn over players every year. Why is UConn still UConn?
I just think what he's done there and the culture that he's built, and the way that. Yeah, a lot of teams around the country get the same. I think his recruiting and the character level of his kids are different. I think a lot of people around the country are getting some very, very talented individuals. But I think the way that they recruit into their family, into their culture, into their system, and those guys get better and they play for one another and they're stars in their roles, that's why they're so good. There's a lot of teams in this country that are getting that blue chip top 10 guy. Well, why are they successful? Well, they're getting the right individuals to fit into their system.
They lost the national title last year. Is there hope for the rest of it? They lost.
Yeah, they did lose. But they got a lot back from last year's team, and they had a couple transfers sitting out, and the high school player of the year. So. Yeah, it was, but I'm sure that in the whole spring and summer, that loss, they were reminded of that loss, and that's what probably drove them the whole time, the same way that's probably driven our team getting bounced out in the first round of the NCAA tournament, and with all of us coming back,
With them, it's one loss in 4 years. For everybody else, it's not going far enough for the tournament.
Yeah.
Playing a team like UConn, you see them twice a year.
Yeah.
And you kind of know each other's tendencies. Does that make it easier or difficult, playing them, especially here at home? Does that make it difficult or easier for you to game plan?
I think there's more familiarity because probably our kids see him much more in film against common opponents, and so the familiarity is there, and they're also familiar with not only the team but who they're guarding and who's coming off the bench and everything like that.
And Coach, one more for you.
Yeah.
Big crowd on Saturday. What is that going to do for you guys out on the field, out on the court here?
We always get a great crowd here. I think the Tampa Bay area has been very, very supportive of our program, and having the Final Four here twice, and us hosting again here in the near future, and again us being a program that has been now in the NCAA tournament for the last 5 years. Attendance has grown every year, but it's going to be a great atmosphere.